Okay, are we centered? Are we focused? Don't we look closer than usual?
Yes, we're all in their faces now. Hey, buddy.
I totally. And I look taller than you. Come on.
You're always taller than me. You are taller than me.
Oh, all right.
You're like 6'3", and I'm like 4'4".
Okay, so we're filming at night. This is the first time.
It's like a Cubs game when the first time they went under the lights.
It's like 1970, whatever.
No.
92.
It was like 80-something.
Yeah, it was like 80-something. Welcome to Wrigley Field, people.
Ah.
So we have lights and our color balance is completely off.
Is it? I think it's pretty nice.
I look like red, yo.
Well, that's because you got so much sun, man. You've been busy. Get out the sun.
I was going to tell you something real quick that I remembered. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but when we were growing up, there would be songs on the radio, and we thought they said something else.
Oh my God.
All right, so like for example, we had one. You know that song? Carry a laser down the road that I will travel.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Yes.
We thought it said carry a laser down the road.
Oh
so
my
it was
goodness.
like carry a laser down the. So you have one?
Yeah, I was just having this conversation
No
a
way.
couple of days ago. Billie Jean came on the radio.
Okay.
And no, it came on in my car, and because it was playing off my phone, so the lyrics were coming across on the phone. I'm like, I did not know it said that. That's not what I've been saying for 40 plus years.
Carry a laser. So what? Do you remember what it was?
No.
Or,
Something about the law. I'm like, the law. Why is the law in this song?
I was on the side.
So you guys can Google Billie Jean, Michael Jackson, and find
Yeah, I
out what
always
part I'm
thought that
talking
was
about. The
funny.
law.
Let's show off our merch. We have the yellow mugs here. These are limited edition. Only 2 in the
Champagne.
whole world.
You want to get one? Omar might sell his.
That's right. All right, so on this episode of the Oh, I forgot. I got another asthma for you. All right, so ASMR, it's like becoming a running joke on the show, but ASMR stands for like...
Something creepy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Stimulated audio response, something. But anyway, there's a whole culture of YouTube where people use very calm voices and they use brushes and things and beards. Go for it. Anyway, if you go to Netflix, BuzzFeed now has a show on Netflix, and they did a report on asthma and what the whole like.
There's people who want reporting done on it. That's how big it is.
Well, BuzzFeed goes through the internet and looks for the weirdest things and what's hot, and they did an asthma episode.
That one episode we did, and that lady you found with the little brush. I was creeped out for days after I watched that. I couldn't sleep. I really couldn't.
Asthma, yeah. Anyway, they say it
creepy.
soothes you, and it was a pretty interesting thing. So if you do have Netflix, not sponsored by Netflix, but
We could be.
look up the BuzzFeed. It could be Netflix. Call us. Speaking of Netflix, they don't have any animated. You wanted me to watch some like animated Batman stuff.
I did, and they drastically cut down the DC stuff they had on there. They have a few Marvel things on there.
missed
but
it all.
I know why.
Why?
September 28th, September 19th. I don't know the exact date, but DC Online is launching.
So like an on-demand,
Like
monthly...
like the Disney Online, like
Oh my God,
that's why
another-
Marvel is moving off Netflix eventually too, because it's going to be on the Disney stuff.
Oh yeah.
And now DC is putting one out, and
you're gonna get it.
I already ordered it, pre-ordered it.
Pre-ordered it.
Well, if you order it ahead of time, you get like 3 months for a ridiculously low price if you're going to pay for any services.
And it has all the animated, but also cinema.
All the animated stuff, cinema stuff. It has, just like Netflix and Amazon Prime, direct to this program channel, the direct to this channel programming. So they're going to have like the Titans on there, like live action Teen Titans.
Oh, so they're going to start producing shows.
Their own shows, like Arrowverse. It's going to be something on this DC Online.
So Supergirl and Flash and
they're
that
going to
stuff,
stay on. They're going to stay on
WB?
WB because WB is more of soap opera, soft, lovey feeling.
Yeah, I almost got into Flash. I got through the first season of Flash.
I love the Flash,
You
but I
love-
don't love is the 15 to 20 minutes per episode of fluff.
Very fluffy, and that's what got me.
But you know what? It's not meant for me. It's meant to grab the kid and the girls watching, the teenage girls and the young boys who
grabbing young boys. Did you just say that?
Mambla strikes again. No, but yeah, so it's meant to grab the attention of those kind of people, the young teenagers and those who like the soap opera and stuff. I still watch it. I have not watched season 3. I have it all recorded on my DVR, and I think I've got into no, what is it? Season 3 or 4? I don't know what season we are, but 4. I think it's season 4, and I haven't watched most of it, but I did love it so much. It was like Flash has always been one of my secret favorites. Like obviously Thor is my number 1.
Yeah.
Then Batman, and then Spider-Man, and then somewhere I've always had the Flash because Barry Allen is just a jokey, chattery, fast-paced kind of guy, and I always loved him. So when it came out the show, I hated it until I turned things off in my brain.
So I felt like the actor, I don't know his name.
Grant something.
Yeah, the one on the TV show.
Right.
I feel like he didn't play Flash as the movie Justice League Flash guy did. He played it like Spider-Man.
I think the guy on the movie overdid it. That guy, Ezra. Ezra. He overdid it.
Yeah, he killed it.
Whoever told him, the director say, be as stupid, brainy less as possible, and quit being annoying, which Wally West is that way. Wally West.
I don't know
there's,
that much
There's
about
Barry Allen. There's Wally West. There's all these different Flashes. Wally West is more of a joke all the time, funny. He's really intelligent, but he doesn't act that way.
Okay.
Barry Allen is more of a straight focused. He's not hardcore Batman angry, but he's got a little chip on his shoulder. His father was arrested for his mother's death.
Oh yeah, just like the show, yeah.
So when I saw it, I really didn't like it, but then I decided, you know what? Like I do to a lot of movies, when I go watch a movie, I turn my brain off with logic and I say, just enjoy it for what it is.
Wow, you're so much better than me. I'm the opposite. I'm like, you got 15 minutes.
Go.
And they have to hook me. And I'm such a critic. Like, I'm such a critic that if it's too fluffy or corny or it's gone. And that happened with Supergirl for me. Like,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
There's no saving that one.
Yeah, it was cute. And then she started like discovering her powers. And then it was too TV corny. And I was turned off.
It's Gilmore Girl-ish.
Yeah, totally.
So I didn't dig that at all. But you know what? That's like turning my brain off to watch the original Thor movie. I love Thor. I was so worried they're gonna make this horrific movie and I'm gonna hate Thor.
That's a good technique.
And I went in there thinking it's gonna be a garbage movie. I'm gonna hate it. Turn your brain off. And I actually left there thinking it was. If I gave it 1 to 10, I thought it was a 7-8.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a 4-3, which I thought I was going to leave out there thinking it was going to be a 4-3, but it actually ended up being a 7-8. The only problem I had with the original Thor movie, spoiler alert, is the Destroyer was made so weak once Thor got his power back in that movie. Do you remember the Destroyer? When
Yeah, of course. He comes to the town and he starts like taking everything out.
But do you remember from the comic book, right after Thor fought Foom Fang Fim?
Yeah.
The world serpent. He had, he melted it into the armor, and anyway, the Destroyer armor is kick butt, take no names. Even Thor couldn't beat him that easily, but he looked like a pushover once Thor, got his hammer back and was ready to go.
He wasn't a pushover when the ice giants were trying to take he was like, and then just back into his hole. It was a good villain, though, for the first movie. I mean, we had Loki as the villain, the brother villain, but they needed some kind of something that could be killed.
And I thought the Destroyer was a good choice, if not well played.
Yeah, and also they had the play with S.H.I.E.L.D. saying, Stark, this is one of Stark's things, because it looked like a robot. And the thing I thought was corny was typical Hollywood. This set is built in the middle of nowhere. Like, this is a saloon town, where there's a diner and there's like a pet store.
I need a horse.
I need a horse. More.
Yeah, don't slam that. That's the only
yeah.
two.
I was going to slam my mug, but there's only 2 available. All right, first, Nikon recently announced a couple of cameras. Just recently, they introduced their entry into the mirrorless market. Thoughts?
Third rate.
Ooh.
Third rate.
Harsh.
Third rate.
You think they rushed it?
I think they wanted to get into the market so badly that they put something out, which honestly, for Johnny Average, it's going to be a very great system.
But this is what I was talking to you about before. Like, is Johnny Average
Gonna spend $3,000, $4,000 for a
No,
camera?
every camera is $1,000 plus.
Yeah.
And we have people that come up to us, people who either want to get into photography, or they just they don't want to take all. You know, your phones fill up. People are tired of taking pictures with their phone, and they want a nice camera. And really, what do you recommend? Like a couple of years ago, that was easy. Rebel or like 3000 series for Nikon.
Right. Nowadays, it's, you have to ask them a whole bunch of questions. How much are you willing to spend?
Yeah.
What are you looking to do? Are you going to be zooming in? Are you going to
Do you want to change lenses? Or,
Do you want to carry lenses? Is it going to be lightweight? Is it going to be portable? What do you look at? Is it what do you want to fit in your pocket?
do you want to get
ice
better?
cream? That's just always a question that needs to be asked.
Yeah, and I think there's two types of people, like two big categories when they ask you that question, what camera should I get? It's someone who wants to take better travel pictures, maybe. And there's someone who really wants to get into photography. They want to do the what?
Exactly. So Peter has a decent budget cell phone, but it serves his purpose, but it's never been his best camera in his pocket.
Yeah.
Obviously, so he wants something better. So the old days, you got thousands of point and shoots, the Nikon P10s, the 20s, the 30s,
Yeah.
the Canon ELPHs. You had all those choices. Nowadays, if you're not paying attention, you're going to think that the only cameras available are starting at $800 with the Fuji.
Exactly.
The F series are $1,300.
Yeah, look, the Fuji X-T20 is $899 body only. Something for someone who does not want to get into photography but wants to take better vacation pictures on auto, they could probably get away with an older Sony point and shoot, like an RX
100.
100,
Yeah,
right?
that or the Canon Power Shots or the Sure Shots. You can get away with those because they have the retractable zooms.
And then cameras now are coming out, like the Fuji X-T100 has a flip screen, so you could take a picture of your family, and that's around $600. It's got an older, not an older sensor, but it has a Bayer sensor instead of the trans sensor. But that camera is great for its size, for its vlogginess. It does video. I haven't tested it at all, but as far as feature-wise on paper, I think that's where cameras should go for the people who want auto features. And that one has like the dorky, the cameras that come out with like the dorky touch.
Right, a little cheap.
The teaching. And Nikon's good at that too, right? With their
it's the 3000 series, all comes starting with the 333, the D33 or D31 100. They came out with the simple follow along guide menu, which since then they've actually keep elevating it and making it more intuitive, easier to use, and makes it easier for someone who doesn't know anything about a DSLR to still take great pictures.
Totally. And the 3500 was just announced today.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah, very cool. It's like $500. So I think to get into the DSLR, a gateway drug.
So if you're asking Omar or I or one of your photographer friends, what camera can I get in if I want to get into photography? Those are the key words. You want to get into photography.
Aperture, shutter speed, ISO.
We're not in a world where it's going to be fully mirrorless just yet. I told Omar earlier today, I see a day that it's going to be all mirrorless. But right now, we're not there yet. You have billions and billions of Nikon lenses that you could buy at a ridiculously low price.
For sure.
For the 3300. Some of them you're going to have to use manually, but they have a bunch of series that are still cheaper that you could buy for these lenses, for these bodies. And at such a low entry level point, you could still take great family pictures and say to yourself, I love this. I need to elevate and get a better body.
Yeah.
Or never even think about it and think that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread and you don't need to upgrade because this is just exactly what you need.
Totally.
Because you really didn't want to get into photography. You just want to take better pictures.
Exactly. And listen, larger sensor, lenses that are better, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing more resolution, you get jumps, and eventually you outgrow some equipment. Remember when you first got
my first
5000 series?
5000. I thought that was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing other pictures. I'm like, my camera can't do that.
It's not
Why
as
is
sharp.
that?
It's not as crispy.
It's not as light. It's not as fluffy. It's not as touchable. Like,
I need to make a video on this, but sorry, it's asthma time. Hello. We're in your car. Oh. Is anyone listening in their car? We're in the back seat. Anyway, I've been shooting with the Fuji X-T2, and I took it on a couple of jobs. trying to juggle. Like everyone's like, are you going to switch? Like we have to pick teams. I don't
No, you don't have to pick
understand
teams.
which one you're going to go with. And I always get messages: are you going to do the switch? Are you going to make the switch? And I enjoyed both.
There's no reason to make a decision on which one you're going to isolate yourself to when they both serve a purpose for you.
Exactly.
The day that one you find is always in your hand, you've already made the choice.
Yeah,
then.
made the choice. It just happens. Yeah.
When you lean, if you start doing everything with one camera, guess what? You're on that team for now.
No, so what was happening was the Fuji was my like travel fun camera for me, and the X-T2 is definitely more pro, dual card slots.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
the
dip.
key word. Key word this, son.
We'll come back to that.
Right there, hold that
Nikon.
thought.
Yeah, I can't believe we'll get to that.
Yeah. don't
But my
understand.
whole point is, I wanted to see if, and we did when we were walking around Hoboken, was the Fuji good enough against the Canon 5D Mark IV? And the quick answer is no. Resolution, color management, workflow is so much faster with my Canon 5D Mark IV.
Now, one question to interrupt you real
Yeah.
quick. Was it workflow faster because you're just better trained on the camera?
Totally.
Okay.
Because people who develop their RAWs from Fuji use Capture One. They use other RAW processors. My Lightroom workflow it's so set already, and everyone's like, try Capture One, but no thanks.
No, thank you.
The time investment, it's not money investment. It's nothing like that. It's just the time investment and changing your system. I want to spend time with my family. I want to have coffee with you. I don't want to learn a new system when this
there's
one's
no
working
need
great.
to.
Yeah,
There's
things
no-
people don't.
That's my job. I bump the mics.
I just bumped the mic. So you understand? So the workflow with the Fuji was tougher because processing the RAWs I wasn't used to, but it was totally fine. And then resolution-wise, man, the Canon 5D Mark IV is just...
It's just butter.
Yeah.
It's just like your open butter and you smell it like, that's Irish butter.
So I'm going to make a video on that. I'll definitely make a... See, I didn't hear you there. You just said it. I was talking to Mo before that the way my brain works is I don't hear the last 2
Because you're constantly
seconds.
troubleshooting.
Well, yeah, because my mind is going, well, what I'm going to say next. So I missed the last 2 seconds of what you say. And you just said something about butter there. And
He'll see it when he's editing.
when I edit, I catch all these last things that you're like squirting out of your mouth.
It's like butter.
Like butter. Okay, so let's talk about the Nikon Z7. Have you heard what it's called?
Yes, it's called the Z7, but it's Z7 because that's how it's pronounced overseas. Z
Yeah, and
is Z.
Canada. Did you know that?
Yes,
That
I
Z
did.
is Z?
Yes, over in Canada, in England.
Yo no sabía. So,
It's,
all right,
it's
what
also,
are your...
It's also HD. It's not HD in other countries.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right, give me your top 4 features that this camera was like, oh, that's cool.
It's well, I don't have any of those, to be honest with you.
Come on.
No, nothing that this camera does floored me because Sony's already doing it.
Oh, well, let's take Sony out of the picture now, please. But we'll bring them back in because they're definitely beating everyone in the mirrorless market. But let's say there was no Sony and Nikon introduced this camera.
There's nothing much about this camera you can like. I think
Well, that's so harsh. It's like,
it's not. Listen, I don't hate it. To
you're a
the point-
Nikon guy, dude.
I know. That's why. First of all,
Oh, so you're disappointed.
that's exactly it. Like it's when your father goes out to play softball in front of all your friends and he strikes out. Like who strikes out in softball? That's what it was. So
it really must be disappointing for the Nikon peeps because they've been
we've
waiting.
been waiting for it because the last time they told us we're gonna have a mirrorless camera, it was the Nikon One, which was a joke.
Oh,
It was a
gosh.
complete joke. They put a toy camera out and called it a Nikon One, and it was a Nikon J1, and they were both trash garbage.
Wow.
So here I am waiting, thinking we were gonna kill it from day one, and this is what they put out.
With mirrorless cameras, you're able to preview through your electronic viewfinder. You can actually look in and see your exposure. It really changes how you shoot. And that's when I was doing my professional jobs with the Fuji. It was great to see my exposure and interact with my subject without having to chimp and look behind the camera after a shot. So mirrorless cameras are the future because you can see your exposure before you take it.
It's going to be the way we shoot all the time, but as of right now, it's not. And listen, I mean, here I got 4 strikes against the camera.
All right, go.
No dual.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll pretend that I love the camera. Go.
There's no dual card slots, so you can't.
Yeah, but film cameras, there was no dual film.
Well, guess what? We're not shooting film anymore. We're 2018 going into 2019, and as a professional, I need as much redundancy on site as I can get.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Listen, I'm not even going to talk about the 4 things I'm very disappointed about. I'm just going to say this: that it did so many things that Sony did 3 generations ago for their mirrorless camera. So if you're jumping into the market in 2018 and you're coming in with stuff that's inferior or equal to cameras that came out 3 years ago, that's not making me feel warm and fuzzy about anything. First of all, in today's technology, Fuji has it, Sony has it. Why doesn't Nikon have iFocus?
Oh, yeah.
Like, iFocus is so important. Now, obviously, Fuji has it. It's not 100% awesome, but they have it.
At least they have it, so it could
Sony,
be like upgraded. Yeah.
Choom, they got you.
Yeah.
You're locked in. But the Nikon doesn't even offer it. Not even a garbage version of it.
Yeah.
These are like.
But
I said,
here, let me play devil's advocate. I do
I'm just
think
so bitter.
you're very bitter, so I'll tone it down a little bit. I think that it's exciting that they came out with something. We always hate. Everyone hates, for sure. And maybe if you have a whole array of Nikon glass, you just wait. You know, Nikon has heard all the complaints about the dual card slot and all the stuff. It's okay. You just wait.
I will say something I like. Okay, I do like that they did not force all their new lenses
new
down your
lenses.
throat, and they gave you a very affordable converter.
Awesome, and it works with all the lenses.
And according to all the tests
so
you've
that's
seen,
a positive, isn't
that's
it?
I said that, you
Come
know
on.
what? I'm angry overall, but it's not angry. It's more of a disappointed son feeling. Like, I really feel let down that this is. You know what? Maybe we are putting too much expectations on what they should be coming out with. But in reality, as a professional shooter, and you're telling me you're going to charge me $2,000 or almost $3,500 for these bodies,
2,000, yeah, without a dual card slot, and
I expect a little bit more.
yeah.
Now, you guys put in a comment. Let me know. Am I being grumpy Moe and overreacting,
I think so.
or do I have some semblance of
I
balance here?
think here's the thing: if you're not putting a dual card slot, because the Canon 6D Mark II doesn't have a dual card slot, and Canon does that because they don't want to cannibalize their 5D line or the higher lines. Like, I understand that.
They're not in the $3,000 range.
That's what I'm saying, right? They're like $1,500 bucks.
Right. Even the Nikon D7000 series have that's within starting at 13. It's just disappointing. You expect more, and what they gave you for the price. Trust me, I'm sure they've already sold out. They apologized for not having enough for pre-order.
Oh my God! Does that mean that?
So people are going to buy the product. People are going to love the product. I am sure. I'm not one of those people.
Canon is going to announce these are the rumors, but Canon is going to announce a mirrorless. They're going to bomb it too. I did a YouTube video on what I would be excited about, and you know, Sony used to make the A99. It was like a full frame electronic viewfinder,
Big Mama.
Tony Stark in your eye thing, and that kind of went away. It's sad that the cameras got smaller. I wish that Canon would come out with a full frame, full bodied mirrorless camera.
As much as we joke about Sony, there's so many things, and we joke because we truly respect and love Sony. But they've done so many things right that I think it's not in every business people copy what's being done right or try to make their own version of it better.
Yeah.
When I first saw on the A66 a small, ASP sensor camera, ASPC. I was thinking that was the animals.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, is that the animals? Are we going to save some sheltered animals? So anyway,
For the price of a cup of coffee.
for
you could save-
a crop censored camera, there you go. I thought the fact that it had a wonderful electronic viewfinder, that was way ahead of its game.
totally way of his. But I think that was me trying to talk there.
I like words.
I think Sony's kicking butt 100%. They also are branding themselves really cool. Like the people they have, the shooters, the Sony shooters are doing a great job in promoting it. Their problem is like glass, the glass that is the size to fit the cameras and coming out with, like, there are rumors that Canon's going to come out with, when their mirrorless camera comes out, a 51.2. for their mirrorless system. That's amazing. A 50 millimeter 1.2.
The Nikon's
Give it
supposed
to
to
me,
have
or take my money.
The Nikon's supposed to have a 0.95.
Yeah, but it's like manual focus, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like, get out of here.
I mean, with 0.95,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you pointed at. You're not getting it.
Exactly. Just rapid
It's
fire.
all missed.
We need eye focus.
Eye focus.
I'm
is
losing
definitely-
my vision. I can't see really great. I want the camera to just focus for me.
And for all you older photographers out there, older than us, and I'm old, for all you old school photographers that tell me that the camera is doing all the work for us nowadays, please be quiet. I appreciate it. I started with film. I get all the hard work, but I am not about to turn away technology to help me because your belief of keeping the old school real. It's not paying my bills.
Do you think that
I'm going to get so many hate comments on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just incited
people
the
will
riots.
hate? Yeah. I am totally for electronic viewfinders. However, I shoot events, and I don't need an electronic viewfinder if I'm shooting with flash.
Oh, no. See, I'm not saying those kind of things I want in my technology every day. It's just so many things like the autofocus feature.
Yeah.
I mean, the iFocus,
iFocus.
it just helps. And that's something that back in my day, listen, I was part of back in those days for a long time, and I appreciated the struggles. I learned a lot from my film days, and I destroyed a lot of film trying to get the right picture.
Yeah.
But we're not there anymore. It doesn't matter what we used to do. It's what we have now to do. And guess what? If you're not using those tools, someone else is, and they're going to get the job you're looking for.
For sure. I think if someone right now is looking at the Z7 and the Sony, which one is the one that's 43 megapixels? The Sony A7SR9er.
Blue 44 Red
Order.
Rover. Hut.
I can't believe that the Z7 doesn't have a dual card slot. I mean, that
That's
one
key.
is the one that's
And another thing,
$4,000.
It doesn't have a card slot, and it's using the QXD technology.
Yeah.
Which it's probably what's going to be the most important thing going forward because it's not the only camera out there with that card, but it's not the most popular camera card out right now.
Yeah.
So are you forcing our hand to upgrade to the card technology?
Crazy.
Our cards are not cheap.
Well, here's the hope I think that Nikon users have. There have been rumors that they're going to do a battery grip, but there have also been rumors that it doesn't have any buttons, like for you to turn the camera over. But I mean, could they come up with a technology where the grip has a card, like an extra card backup? I wonder.
I wouldn't want that.
No, as a backup.
I mean that's desperate though. I mean because you have to write to the main card and then transfer through the camera body to the card to the grip. That's
put memory in that grip. If they just put forget the cards, put in some backup memory, the pro users would be super happy.
oh my god, yeah.
I just think listen, they're in the game. Their hand was forced. I think just imagine we're so spoiled that we can just trash this camera, but imagine behind the scenes that they're trying to engineer this thing and everything goes so slow. Apple's coming out with a phone every year and Nikon is just they're trying to come out with this camera. I think they forced it. They just had to come out with it.
Was. They wanted something in the market. I'm going to say this. Nikon, thank you very much for getting into the game. Now, you've put it out there. You've heard what we have to say. I'm sure you're going to make a lot of money off this camera. But I hope next time you involve more people in the production of making your camera.
Like young people.
Because whoever helped you design this camera,
like Sony people,
for professionals, it was a big fail. Listen, we didn't get to talk about food today, Omar. We'll make up on the next one, we promise.
Yeah, we talk cameras too much.
We talked too much today. I think we need to shut up because I'm just very hyper and angry, and Omar's gonna have to feed me.
Your vibe today was just bringing me down.
We didn't even talk about Batman.
All right, so in the next episode, we're gonna cut here, but we're gonna keep recording because we have so much to say.
So much.
All right, so we'll be wearing the same shirts.
Get over it.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Ah.